not really feeling this shirt, to be honest with you. But I don't feel like changing. So, how are you guys doing today? Today is the first day of February. My goal is to post this by Sunday. But yeah, today is the first day of February, and I am proud of myself because this is the fourth video that I am recording. I'm so proud of myself. And honestly, I did not have too much of the energy to get up and do it today. I'm not gonna lie. But I know that whatever it is that I'm saying today is something that I needed to do, and also some things that I needed to hear for myself. Just because, listen, these past few weeks, I want to say the last 2 weeks they haven't been like bad, but I just feel like I am not vibrating on the same level that I was before, when I was feeling super good about life, about myself, no matter what the circumstances were looking like. And last night, before I went to sleep, I feel like there was some type of attack going on in my mind. Like, child, things were just boom. Like, literally, my mind was just really at war with itself. And I feel like the things that I was going through, my mind was trying to convince me that was all that there was ever going to be. Like, there was no brighter side. This is just who I am. And the things that I was telling myself they weren't pure. And it wasn't me looking at myself in the best light. And I felt like a hypocrite, because I felt like, I'm like, man, I can't even practice what I'm preaching right now. And then that added to everything that I was feeling as well. But, I'm trying to do things on my own, so my first time living by myself, and I did it because I wanted to go on the journey of what it looks like to just be a woman, like come into my womanhood, come into myself as an individual without having to lean on others. And last night I was really trying to do it alone, but we don't have to do it alone, I knew that I had people, but I wanted to know that I was able to help myself. But I think that's why we have relationships in life. I think that is exactly why we do. That's why we have people that love us. And, I know that not everybody has a support system, not everybody has, people in their life that they can call to at any point in time. So how can I not use my people, my support system when I need it, when there are people out there that don't always have it? So, I have to remember to utilize your tools. We all got tools. People in our lives are one of them to help us. But I say all of that to say, what I'm realizing, what was happening these past few weeks, is that I couldn't figure out what it was. I've started a morning routine, and I'm pretty good about sticking to it. And usually people say, like, you can figure out what's going on with you, like where you went wrong, whenever you go and look, has your routine, slipped in any area. And maybe there have been 1 or 2 days, but I always hop right back on it. I really did my best not to stay off track. So honestly, I was very confused as to where, like, the disconnect was coming from. But the more I started thinking about it, and even just like sitting with myself last night, and having a conversation with my boyfriend, like, God bless his soul, for real, because like 11 o'clock at night, we're early birds, so we go sleep pretty early. Like, he probably winding down for bed 11 o'clock at night, and he's hearing, the demons in my head, and he really did help me through them. But let's talk about one thing I realized today and even last night, what was being revealed to me, is that my focus was off. I may have been doing my morning routine, things like that, but my focus was not, it was shifting. I think what was happening, no, I know what was happening was that, like, if you go look at my last video, I seemed very on fire. Like, I was very on fire. I knew where I wanted to go. I knew the things that I wanted to do. You know, it's like, all right, yeah, object in motion stays in motion. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep pushing towards it no matter what comes in my way. But the reality is, when you make up your mind to do that, there are things that are going to come to see if you are really about what you say you're about. And then that will be the true test of the things that you're saying is really what you mean, or if it was just a spur of the moment. Don't think that whenever you make up your mind to do something and you start taking the steps to do it and you feel really good about it, and you know that even if there may be a hard day, you're going to continue to get through it. Hard day is not like, there are hard days where it's like, man, I really don't feel like doing this, but I'm gonna get up and do it anyways. And there are days when your mind is being attacked, you know? And that is, I feel like that is the true test. What you do after that is your true test to see what you're going to do, who you're about, because you're just letting these forces know what side you're on. As soon as that real hard day comes, what do? And man, the way I was ready to fold last night, I was so ready to just like give in to all of the lies that my mind was trying to say about me. Like, it got real. It really did. But, you know, that is how cycles are made. So when I was talking about how before I used to start YouTube videos, and I tried it maybe two different times before this. When I used to start my YouTube videos, I would do it, you know, and I can't remember like exactly what happened all those years ago as to why I stopped. Excuse me, but I'm assuming my mind and my thoughts took over, and I no longer was doing them. And so last night was the introduction to that cycle. It could have been the beginning of that cycle where I stopped, and not even just stopped YouTube, stopped everything else that had emotion too. But all of that stemmed from my focus being off. I was not able, like, yeah, I recorded that video. I think I recorded maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I just now released it yesterday. But that was the only time that I was saying those things repetitively to myself. I wasn't watching that video all the time, you know? And that's how my focus got off, because there wasn't anything that I was refilling myself back up with to make sure that I had 10 toes to stand on whenever things got rough and tough. I had nothing to pull off of last night. I had nothing to tell me, you know, well, really I did, because I could have went back and watched that video. But because I wasn't replenishing myself every day with affirmations, with things that I needed to know about myself, things that I needed to remember about myself, the things that were actually the truth about who I am, I didn't have anything to pull off of. So I almost, keyword almost, because you're not taking me out, but I almost gave into every lie that was said about me last night. Because I didn't take time to get to myself. I didn't take time to water myself. Water the seeds of truth. Yeah. True story. And I'm being honest with you here about it, and not just doing like another, oh, this is what you need to do to feel better. Like, I just wanted to be honest about where I was at, because I needed encouragement and motivation, you know. Well, I didn't, you don't realize how empty your cup is until you need to use it and you have nothing to use. And that's what happened. And I feel like I knew I was recording this video today, but I didn't really know what I was going to talk about. I want to pull off of things that I'm actually going through, or things that I've experienced, or things that I'm learning at this very moment in my life. And I mean, like, things seemed okay, you know, like they seemed cool. I couldn't figure out. I knew I was feeling off, but couldn't really pinpoint what it was. But last night really showed me what it was, and I think it's like, yes, it was a terrifying experience for me, but I think that it was 100% necessary for me to be able to bring it here and let you know that, you know, the motivation and everything is, it's nice to hear. It's nice to feel super good about yourself. But what about those moments when you don't, when you're not motivated, you know? Yeah, I just think it's funny how things work. It is super funny. And it was even crazier. The pastor at church on Sunday, pastor literally spoke about pretty much everything that I went through last night and what I was dealing with. And one of the things that he made a reference to Twinkies. And he said, you ever notice how a Twinkie, you know, it's gold on the outside, but you got the cream on the middle? And it's like, whatever happened, have you tried squeezing a Twinkie? Like, what happens when you squeeze a Twinkie? And everybody knows what happens. Like, you tried it before, like, everything comes out of it from the middle. And he was like, this is exactly like a reflection of your life. Whatever you have inside of you, whenever you go to squeeze it, that's exactly what's going to come out. So the Twinkie is you, the Twinkie is your being, the squeezing is the pressure from life, and what comes out of it is everything that you've poured within yourself. And if you're not pouring daily, you can pour, scratch that. You can 100% pour daily, but what are you pouring daily? What are you pouring? And that's where the focus comes in, because your focus can be on so many different things, but not what you should be focused on. Because whatever you're actually focusing on is what's going to come out of you during those times when you need something to really pull off of to help you through whatever it is that you're going through. I could 100% tell that I needed to shift my focus because of the thoughts that came over me. I could tell that what I've been watching hasn't been the best in PS. Listen, I've been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm typically not a reality show type of person, anything like that. I really believe that what you intake, whether that's, you know, from your mouth, whether that's, you know, visually or through sound, whatever you're listening to, there's no gray area. Like, there's no, oh, I can get away with this. You intake everything. Whether you realize it or not, your subconscious brain, it's got that. Your spirit has just taken a hold of that. And now that's what you just filled your cup up with. That's the Twinkie. You know, now I realize I need to shift my focus. And pour that good stuff into myself daily. And that will sustain me. It feels like I'm figuring out the keys, you know? It's like, okay, first key, I know that I gotta keep going, that I can't stop. That's what's gonna help me get to my goals. I just gotta keep going, But in the midst of you going and you persevering and doing stuff, you know, things can be good, but what about when things get hard? But not even when they get hard, what about when things get real, when they get tough? When this, whatever it is that you're going through, could either make or break you? What do you do then? You have to shift that focus and water those seeds of truth. I'm so glad that I could go through just horrific, experiences in the middle of the night to bring here. No, but for real, the way everything just aligned is crazy. I literally just got done listening to a Sarah Jakes Roberts video that she posted 5 days ago, or 4 days ago, from February 1st, which is today. But it was called Keep Your Faith. And it was the one that was today, this morning, when I went on YouTube, because I went to go post the video that I posted today. And then after I posted that video, what was on there, like my suggestions, the first one was the Keep Your Faith video by Sarah Jakes Roberts. And so I watched that while I was in the car today, and that's what really shook me and made me realize, like I already kind of had the understanding of what I went through last night and why I was there, but that video just like 100% solidified everything. Like I literally had to pull over because the way she was subbing me, the way Spirit was speaking to me, it was crazy. I had chills all up through my body because I knew for a fact that was God speaking to me. That was God letting me know what was happening in my life. And I just love how we're never alone. I love how we're never alone, that there's just not a place we can be where God's love is not there. It won't show up. It won't guide us. Like, in the midst of a storm, I'm still being guided, and I love that. And my intention is to focus on everything that I have. Focus on the things that God has already done for me. Not even what He's gonna do. I want to focus on what He's gonna do. I don't want to look so far towards that. Man, I just love how everything is full circle. Man, do you remember my second video? I was talking about sitting in your blessing. That's what I was talking about. I have to remember to sit in my blessing. It is really, when you're going through things, it is easy to forget. Why is it so easy to forget? I want to be in a posture all the time where no matter what I'm going through, I never forget the love that was shown. But I just gotta focus and be intentional daily. And I can have it. You can have it. Yeah, this was really a video diary for real. I just let y'all know where I was, how I was feeling, what I'm going through. And I feel good about it. Honestly, I'm in my head right now, and I'm kind of like, was this too boring, Like, is this really gonna... It's whatever. This is what was on my heart to speak about. So, I did. And I'm glad I did. But, yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for supporting me. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, Hope. Thank you for showing up today. I'm proud of you. And what else do I want to say? I have so many plans for you. Y'all have a good one.